Hey, if you've ever watched Bar Rescue, you know that Jon Taffer doesn't embrace excuses, he embraces solutions. So, with that in mind, I teamed up with my business partner, Jake Burns. We took a look at the digital presence of Taffer's Tavern, and we have some solutions of our own to help him improve his digital marketing. Here we go. But I think if Jon Taffer's putting in the time, the money, the expertise to build out these really good, scientifically proven bar models, then we want to make sure that we're using research backed marketing to complement it.
Mhm.
Hey everyone, it's Brian Kaplan here with the Bigger, Better Biz community, where I equip you with the tools and know how to grow that bigger, better small business. I'm here with my business partner and good friend, Jake Burns.
Hello. How are you?
Hello. Doing great. Jake, you know that I am a big fan of Bar Rescue, right? Like
I'm
one
a
of
huge
my
fan.
favorite shows is actually starting season 8. I've watched every episode and I've even gone to
Nice.
some of the bars and haunts that Jon Taffer has gone to. Jon Taffer, amazing guy. He basically is a bar and hospitality expert, and he goes around from bar to bar. He helps break them down and then build them back up. But one thing that I've noticed when Mr. Taffer goes to a bar is that sometimes those bars, I'll always check their marketing, and some of them don't really have basically a strong digital footprint. So they might not have a good
Hmm.
website. Maybe they're kind
Interesting.
of weak on social, might not be doing email.
Right.
And of course, those are some things where after you're shown on national TV, whether it was Spike TV or Paramount Network or
Yep.
whatever, now you can be syndicated too. Now people are watching you streaming and they're going to want to go see you or check you out. And you
Yeah.
don't have that digital beacon that you need. So,
Right.
Jake, I came up with something. For the members of our marketing community, we do blueprint strategy sessions, but I want to do a blueprint strategy session, you and me, looking at Taffer's Tavern, which is Jon Taffer's brand
Nice.
new baby. He just put a location in Alpharetta, Georgia. He's got one in Boston. He's opening them up all over the place. So what I'd like to do is share my screen, and you and I can just kind of, putz around a little bit and look at the Taffer's Tavern, their
Sure.
digital marketing, see if we have any insights. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen really quick. We're on Google. Now, Jon Taffer and Taffer's Tavern and Bar Rescue have been making a big push. They're promoting Taffer's Tavern, right? So, of course, we would expect that they have their digital marketing on lockdown. So, let's type in Taffer's Tavern. Now, notice when I start searching, it shows the Alpharetta, Georgia location. But we know that I'm a Boston boy at heart, born and raised just south of Boston, and he has a location in Boston. So I'm going to look up Taffer's Tavern, Boston, Massachusetts. Right away, what we're seeing is a web page from Taffer's Tavern, the locations. We're
Hmm.
seeing the news because everybody's probably really excited and they've done some PR, which is really smart. NBC Boston, so on and so forth. One thing that I'm not seeing, this right here, is blank. So
Hmm.
this right here would be a Google My Business listing, would it not?
That's interesting.
So let's click
That's
on Maps.
unusual.
Okay. So we're looking up Taffer's Tavern, Boston, Mass. Let me just remove that. Maybe I did
Interesting.
something wrong. It only shows the Georgia location. So we're only able to see the Alpharetta, Georgia location. So if I'm Jon Taffer
Interesting.
right now, I'm going to go to my digital marketing team and I'm going to say, guys, where's the Google My Business profile? What the Google My Business profile is, and if you've come to a virtual class before, you know that I teach about Google My Business. It's basically your profile, your ability to get your business on Google search and maps. So if someone, let's say there are tourists flooding to Boston because Boston is a huge tourist town, we have all the history, but we also have some of the best restaurants in the world, and someone is a Taffer fan and they want to go to Taffer's Tavern, they can't find it. So that's a big no-no. That's taboo, right, Jake?
Yeah, that's not good. Maybe it's being approved or something. It's very strange. Very strange.
Well, even if a business isn't approved, it's still going
Hmm.
to show up. So if I just type in Taffer's Tavern and I zoom out, I see that it's in Alpharetta, Georgia. Now, if I typed in Taffer's Tavern, I should be able to see every location. And Jon Taffer's opening other locations around the country. That's his flagship store, and that's the only one that's been built. Even if a business does not verify their profile, they still can show up. They just don't control certain aspects like the photos that are uploaded. They can't respond to reviews. They can't put up posts, things like that. So right away, my first recommendation for Jon Taffer, make sure that you have profiles for every single location. When I go back up to the north, when I go up to New Hampshire, I'm definitely going to want to swing into Boston and go check out Taffer's Tavern, but I don't know where it is. There you go. So that's number one. Now, let's actually go to tafferstavern.com. Oh, I like that. A bar is a bar, but a tavern has soul. Now, Jake.
Ooh, fancy.
You're the website guy. You're the brains behind our web design division. Can you talk a little bit about some best practices that you see here that make sense for Taffer's Tavern?
Well, the first thing I see is the page title, if you want to kind of go over where that is. And what it says Home Taffer's Tavern. So the page title is the main thing that's going to show up in your Google search. It's the main title of the page in Google. So for that, I mean, for it just to be home, nobody's searching for home. You see where it says there, Taffer's Tavern, :home. I mean, that's just kind of weak. It's for professional business, that's not really okay. I mean, what I probably would do in this particular instance, I would say Taffer's Tavern, locations include X, Y, and Z, if they only have a few, or, just something else. Or like, even if he does something to the effect of, that statement he has on the homepage, just something interesting, that's going to help him as far as Google search is concerned.
Here you go, right here, food and spirits. He does this quite a bit when he rebrands a bar, right? He'll use the word spirits instead of just liquor or beer. He'll use the word spirits, food and spirits. Right away, what we did is we just did a site search. So you guys know, this is called a search operator, site : So I'm telling Google that I only want to see pages related to the site tafferstavern.com. What I'm seeing right away is all the pages that are published and public for Google to index. You're saying Taffer's Tavern home, it could say Taffer's Tavern food and spirits, national locations open and blah, blah, blah. Now, this one specifically has a description: Taffer's Tavern, the product of Jon Taffer, hospitality expert, entrepreneur, best-selling author, star and executive producer, Paramount Networks. Okay, so that's quite a lot, right? Obviously, we're showcasing Jon Taffer is an accomplished man. He's an expert in the bar industry. So we want to show that, but does it really matter if someone's looking for to go drink or to get a plate of food or an appetizer? Do I need to see all of that, or do I need to see Taffer's Tavern is the dream come to life of Jon Taffer, host and executive producer of Bar Rescue? We offer blah, 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 right? So I think there's some room for improvement with the descriptions as well. And then we're seeing that it kind of follows the same framework.
And then talk about the drinks or something, right? I mean, talk about his amazing approach, or the amazing drinks, or the reason he does what he does. Something more aspirational, inspirational.
Inspired by working with hundreds of bars around the country, or thousands of bars around the country. Taffer's Tavern offers the best, most delicious spirits, something like that. Now we're seeing this framework, press dash, about dash. So again, whoever built the site, what we're seeing is they didn't go above and beyond. They did the bare minimum, right? And we were talking about page titles and descriptions in our website course. One of the things is there's room here where we could say, are you looking for delicious spirits? Are you not your average tavern? Come to Taffer's Tavern, something like that. So there's more that these people can do with each of these pages.
Yeah.
Now,
it looks like, honestly, Brian, it looks like most of these are actually just pulling in an automated meta description. These aren't written meta descriptions.
Yep. Can you actually explain that really quick for people watching? Because I think this is important. You said it's pulling in automatically. So what does that mean?
It means that instead of setting what you want the meta description to say, which is it's kind of your space to tell what the page is about on Google. Google pulls it in if you set it, and you can search for, your CMS and how to do that. But if you don't, what Google does is it pulls the next 30 or 40 words in from your page. So if the first 30 or 40 words have nothing to do with the page, it doesn't really matter. That's what Google's going to pull in.
So right here's a good one. Testing PSD, post by Gina, share this entry. So that right there was automatically pulled in. Live stream, this camera cannot be embedded, switch to standard or professional package. So what this is, because we're seeing that, it's a lost opportunity for someone to click. Live stream. Okay, what's a live stream? You want to watch Taffer's team in action? Check out this live stream right now. So it's a missed opportunity where we're using a very bare bones page title and a page description that doesn't compel us to click whatsoever. They're missed opportunities. We've talked about this before. It can be changed. It can always be fixed and updated. Obviously, they're rolling out, but again, no disrespect to Jon Taffer, his team, but I think if Jon Taffer's putting in the time, the money, the expertise to build out these really good, scientifically proven bar models, then we want to make sure that we're using research-backed marketing to complement it.
Do the basics well, as we say.
The other thing that I'm going to note for people watching, and one thing that you never want to do, is copy and paste your page description and use it on multiple pages. So the home page shows this Taffer's Tavern is the product of. About page, Taffer's Tavern is the product of. So right away, we're seeing that page descriptions were reused. That's a big no-no with Google as well. Googlebot is not going to give you any points, any rewards, any SEO or search engine optimization benefit if you're using the same description. Your description, again, is a way for you to put keywords in. It's also a way for you to compel people and give them a reason why they want to click on this listing over someone else's that shows up. So again, area for improvement. We just got onto a tangent about page titles, but let's talk a little bit about the website itself. We build a lot of websites. What exactly do you see here that works or that could use some improvement?
Obviously they're showcasing what one of the locations look like, which is awesome. And I like that. If I were to do this site though, what I would do, because these are such a visual spaces, I would have people interacting. I'd have a video, probably like a video of people at the bar hanging out, talking to the bartender, having a drone come in and kind of like circle around and do that in the bar. If this is high class, like, can you see that? Visually, can you see that? People are around the bar all having a good time, drinking, hanging out, and then having the video just come in and kind of loop around the restaurant. Visually, just like, wow, I want to go there.
Yep. It's selling the experience, right? Showing the soul of this tavern. And I think you're right. The picture obviously pays homage to the fact that he has a keen eye for design. He's got an expert team. We see, I love this. I love this stance that he has. And I love that you're greeted by Jon Taffer right when you walk in. It's that celebrity feel, right? You're in the presence of someone that is on TV, an expert, and you know that you're going to be treated well. But from a website point of view, if I'm a tourist that is visiting, let's say, Alpharetta, Georgia, or Boston, and I'm coming in and I might never have watched the show, what is this really helping me understand? Is it showing me the experience? So you're right. We could use a video, and video's huge. It could sell it a lot more. Let's look at the top nav bar a little bit. So we've got, a few links up here in the top nav bar. The top navigation menu is basically where you're going to go in order to click around to the different pages of the website.
So for me, as far as this is, the navigation is concerned, I would get rid of become a franchisee. I think I would drop that to the bottom of the page. Locations, order online reservations are all very important. The press aspect, again, I would drop that out. I probably would actually add another bar above this for maybe some of those secondary aspects. If they're important to this business, that's fine. But the menu, the locations, the ordering online of reservations are the only things that are important for the business. The other things are all completely secondary. And I would either have them up above or below, in some other way, shape, or form.
What you're getting at is information architecture. So basically how we structure the site. And we've got to think about, again, people coming on. Now, they're obviously in an expansion phase. They're trying to drive franchisees, but they also have to get people in and customers in so that they can collect those experiences, get reviews, and attract those franchisees. So again, you're right. I mean, the other thing that we could do with information architecture is we could have drop downs. About, you could put press under about. People aren't coming onto the site to see the press. They know Jon Taffer. If they're seeing this, they see it on social media, or they see he, promoted it somewhere. So we don't necessarily need those things. Like you said, locations. Where is it? Right now, Google My Business isn't up for Boston. I should be able to click on locations. And even if I hover over, I'd like to see, because there are only a few locations, just show me the few locations right now so that I can click and choose. Order online, like you said, make reservations. But even these social links, they're great. They want people to definitely come in and be a part of the social community so they can create buzz. But those, again, could be smaller ones that are right on top, or they could be down below a little bit more. One thing I've noticed, Jake, and I don't know if you've noticed it too, let's scroll down a little bit. So there he is. There's the man of the hour. It's camaraderie for all communities. So he's telling his story a little bit, showcasing his expertise and how he's bringing that into this place so that it really feels like a community feel. That's fine. Become a friend of Taffer's. So he's got this, he has this email sign up form. But one thing that we've noticed, of course, we don't want it to be an interruptive experience, but wouldn't it make sense, right? Since they don't have that many locations, would it not make sense that they have either a bar at the bottom or a bar at the top, or a pop-up if they wanted to, a smaller pop-up that doesn't take up the whole screen, that has that become a friend of Taffer's or know when we're in your area? A lot of people will come on, maybe they'll click on the menu, but then you lost them. You don't have that contact info anymore. You don't have that potential customer or diner.
A lot of people want to be part of the experience, right?
Exactly.
They want to be part of that TV experience, and by providing and having it at the top as like sign up in the pop up, you're saying, hey, join us, be part of this cool thing. We're building it. Yeah, we're new, but join the experience. We're going to send you updates, tell you all the new menu items, yada yada yada.
And even down here, we talk about community. Let's build the community. And the really important thing here is the research that shows that over 70% of people are going to come to your website and do nothing. They're not going to do a single thing. They might click, but they're not going to become a contact. They're not going to order online because they're not in their area yet. So it behooves a business like this that's growing their footprint to collect those people, get their zip code or their state, get their name, get their phone number or email address, get their birthday, so you can send them a birthday coupon.
Find out where your popularity, because that can also be a part of your expansion plan and where you're going to accept a franchisee.
There you go. They do have it in the middle of the page, which is better. We do see some websites that bury the email subscription, but email is going to be a best friend of Jon Taffer's for sure, as he's building out and as he's trying to attract new franchisees. Imagine this. I can go to a franchisee and say, hey, we actually have 500 people in the greater Chicago area that have already signed up for our newsletter. We have a lot of demand. This is a great experience or a great opportunity for you. You want to become a franchisee now. Right? So showing that demand and then building the franchise from there. And down below, so we have those main calls to action: make a reservation, order online, view menu. These are good photos. Kind of hard to read. I mean, I think they're better than some that I've seen.
I mean, they look stockish, I guess is my point. So order online, wouldn't you be showcasing, like, you should have a picture with his actual bag. I mean, maybe that's his bag. I have no idea. It looks like stock art. I would have a picture of like, his food. Bag, somebody actually picking up his bag, like his food.
But notice this: make a reservation. You see how there's no shadow, there's nothing that's kind of contrasting this white font. So it blends in. If you have someone that's a 45, 55, 65-year-old that watches the show and gets a kick out of it, they might not be able to read this. So it's just those little things too, because 94% of people are making a first impression based on the website, the aesthetics of the website. So those little things too, if there's not that attention to detail there, are they going to forget that I have a food allergy? Are they going to mix my drink wrong? Is there going to be, so again, he's putting the science into the build, into the staffing, into the operations. These little things with the digital marketing are really important for the first impressions too. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree. So, no, absolutely.
Yep. And the last thing that I noticed, and we've actually worked with companies, and we provide this to a lot of our website clients, is this accessibility. So I can click on that. And what they've done is they've installed a plugin, or they're using a third-party provider of accessibility where we can automatically increase the font size. We can make, basically, for people with Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA has really said that these types of websites, or really every website, should be accessible to everyone, whether they have hearing issues, if they have vision issues, if they have developmental issues, they should be able to access the site, make sense of the content and the information, and make a buying decision. So I will say I love that they're using accessibility, and they've put this plugin in to make sure that they comply with the ADA.
It's good to see.
Definitely good to see. So overall, just looking at a few things, we're not going to dive really deep, but hopefully this can be helpful for Jon Taffer and his team.
It's a pretty site. It's nice. Yeah.
I think the big learnings here are this. One, make sure that you're building a Google My Business profile for every location. One thing to note, he has new locations popping up. I'm sure some are maybe under construction. You can still build the Google My Business profiles now, and you can say we're going to open in August of 2021. So you can actually put up to 12 months before you're going to open. You can also verify those profiles, so you can load them with pictures like he has. You can start collecting reviews. That's really good. Number two, we talked about this idea of basically the site search, of seeing what Google is seeing. So if I go again to site.tafferstavern.com, I can see these different ones. We suggest that the team revisits the page titles, make sure that there's a manual page description in each one, and making sure that it's compelling, it captures the attention, and gets people to click. And then on the website itself, we suggested maybe shortening the top nav bar, making it more consumer specific. Of course, if you want to attract franchisees, that's fine, but really having the main calls to action that are going to drive more diners in to prove the concept and get more people in, so that Jon Taffer can go to every major metropolitan area or suburb and say, guys, we have a great experience. People are coming. You want to open your franchise.
I like it. Nice job.
We'll send it off to Mr. Taffer, and maybe he's going to take some suggestions. But guys, this has been a really quick impromptu blueprint strategy session. You can actually view more of them if you join our free marketing community. I'm going to put the URL right here. You can join the marketing community. It's completely free to you. We provide different webinars and recordings like this. We have videos, we have blogs, we have special offers for consultations, and we even offer you free blueprint strategy sessions where you can have a 30-minute session with myself, Jake, or someone from our team, and we can go over your digital marketing or a certain area of your marketing where you need some help. We can give you tips just like this and help you to grow that bigger, better business. So guys, until next time, I'm Brian Kaplan.
I'm Jake Burns.
And stay well, stay healthy, stay happy. Here's to your success.